How you doing, peeps? We're going to be doing a little bit something different today. I'm not going to be working on the motor. We're actually going to install a HICAS Elimination kit. So I'm going to go through how to and how to do that. We're going to go through some reasons why you would want to use the elimination kit. It's going to be a different video for me because something is actually going to go back onto the car. So yeah. Just realized after I finished all this, I know it's a HICAS elimination kit, but my car already had a HICAS lock bar, so if you still have HICAS, yeah, I can't really show you how to remove that because mine's already done. So I just needed to point that out quickly. Alright. Before I do a bit of the step-by-step on how to do this, I'm going to do one side first, do a bit of a montage on that, and then I can tell you what tools to need and if I can find out any tricks to do, because apparently there's a few things that are a bit hard, but let's see how I go. I do a montage of doing this side first, and then the next side I'll do a step-by-step and show you the tools that you probably need and probably tips. So let's get on with it, eh? Just hit a roadblock. As you saw, I was trying to use this to push out the bushing. Yeah, no go. I've seen it done before, but I'm a bit unlucky. So I'll be taking the whole hub off, but I have to come back another day because I don't have the socket for the axle nut, which is 36mm. I've only got a 30mm with me right now, so I'll come back another day. Well, for you guys it'll just be the next second anyways, but I'll come back another day with the part, or to tools, take it all out, and I'll have to press this bushing out. So yeah, that's one bit. So see you in a couple seconds. Yeah. Morning, people. I'm back. Just finished work. Got my 36mm. Let's get on with it. Alright guys, since I've done that side, I can go through on this side what to do now. First of all, I'm going to show you some tools that I've been using. Hopefully it'll help you out. So I'll show you that. Here's what I've been going through. You need various sockets and spanners. What I've ended up using is 17mm, 19 and 14mm. I've got them at 3/8 drive and 1/2 inch drive. Same with your spanners as well. I've used 22, 17, 19, 14 and a 12 as well. It'll probably help if I've got ratchet spanners as well, might help with that. And well, obviously 3/8 ratchet. Breaker bar would help. I mean, if you got an impact, that'll be probably much better. Don't have that luxury yet. Probably an adjustable shifter. Yes. Circlip remover. So, well, you got WD-40. Probably anti-seize will help. I mean, I got silicone paste. You don't need that, but yeah, you can probably get away with WD-40. Have a hammer. Pitman arm pulley. Ball joint remover. You can get away with not using these. You can just use a hammer. I forgot some brake spring pliers. You can get away without using that as well. You can just get away with normal pliers, but with the tools, and probably just flathead screwdriver. And you got your 36mm socket to remove your axle nut if you have to, and a socket for your lug nut as well. So if you're going to tackle on this job, I recommend that you get access to a press. I mean, if all goes wrong like what happened to me, your press would help. I mean, you can try your luck, like I didn't use a Pitman arm pulley to get the ball joint removed out of the hub, but if that doesn't work, yeah, a press will get it all done. Alright, let's go with how we're gonna start doing this other side. I'm gonna do it with you guys. Hopefully I can get this done this afternoon. So yeah, here we go. First thing, well, pretty obvious here to get the wheel off. So loosen your lug nuts. I would say loosen your lug nuts now before you jack up your car. But mine's already off the ground, so I've got the handbrake on. So I loosen these off, get the wheel off. Alright, now that we have the wheel off, I suggest just give all your bolts a bit of some lubricated spray. Might make it a bit easier. Quite sure yet, but anything help. So I'll give the axle nut a spray, even with all the arms as well. Get the camber arm, give them a spray. Spray even there, the tie rod end, give that a spray. I'd say I'll remove first. Let's get the nuts cracked off through the camber arm, traction arm. We'll get the bolts loosened off now before we take off the strut, because if you had the strut off, it just wobbles up and down. So yeah, we'll get all these loosened off first. Alright, we'll start off with we'll actually remove the brake caliper first. We got the bolt for the traction arm. It's actually, I can't fit my socket in there, so we'll get this out the way. The 2 bolts behind there will be 17 mil. That's where a hammer comes in handy. If you want to loosen these nuts, it can be tight, so. I'm just gonna hang this on the lower control arm. It's not good to let it hang on the brake lines, so I'll just rest it here. Hopefully it'll stay. Alright, the bolts for these ones are 19s. Bottom of the coilover strut is 17 mil, so take that one off. We loosen that one off. Get this axle nut off, since everything's still here, keeping the strut end still. So we get the cotter pin out, just get this all straightened up. Turning. It's all nice and straight. Pull out easy. This pop out. There we go. Alright, you get your big 36 mil. The breaker. Don't loosen it all the way just yet. So. I'm going to test my luck, see if this will push out just as easy as the other one did. Ah, yes. It's not welded in, it's not rusted. If it ever is rusted, you gotta take off the axle with the lower control arm and press the axle out. So, a bit of luck for me today. Don't have to do that. Well, now that we got this off, we can take the strut out. 2 bolts on the top of 12mm. Undo them. Loosen this right off now because you should be able to just pull it out. It's always good to take note which way is orientated as well when you take them out. So you have this side towards the hub, that side where the nut screws into. So keep note of that so you know how it goes back together. If you want to take the discs out, if you're lucky, you can just pull them out. But if not, you got 2 threaded sections here and there. I believe they're an M10 with a 1.25 thread. So you get the 2 screws in here, and that should break it free. So we'll try that right now. Do it bit by bit, and make sure your handbrake's off. Yeah, it's coming out. There we go. Yep. Should be able to pull it out now. There you go. Yeah, you wanted a bit of a close up where the 2 threaded holes are. So you got one there, and yeah, like I said before, it's an M10 with a 1.25 pitch of a thread. These bolts are actually off my intake, so that helps with anything. Right, now we're going to take off the handbrake shoes. So what you can do when you start taking off all your springs and everything like that, you need to take a picture of it for reference on how the springs orientate. Or when you take them apart, you can lay them on the ground how it's assembled. Just try to keep memory of it. There's 2 tools that you can use. Yeah, I've got this, which is a spring brake plier tool. It's got little slots here to kind of help you take the spring off, and it's got this end here which will help you put it back on. But you can't get away with just using pliers. So I can show you both ways, but I kind of like to use this. It's a lot, for me it's easier. Pliers takes a bit of struggling, but yeah, and it's kind of a good idea to wear safety glasses or face shield, because these springs are under some tension and they can projectile as you pretty fast. So protect your eyes with this. Be really careful. I'll show you guys with this tool first. Let's get that up. One side off. Now do the other side with some pliers. Which head off. Take this piece off and lay it on the ground somewhere, how it was done. Alright, you have these two spring clips here. Little flat head, just push in, turn 90 degrees. It should pop out. That's one side. The other side. You push in, turn quarter of a turn, and there we go. Pull this out. At the bottom here, you got the star adjustment tool. With the Skyline, the R32 Skyline, the drum is primarily for just a handbrake only. There's some cars out there that actually use it as a rear brake. So this adjustment tool is actually just for the handbrake, so it's not self-adjusting like some other cars that have rear drum brakes as the main brake. What we'll do now, we'll actually spread it out. Angle it down. So now we got the handbrake cable. Just about just here. Just have to remove that. Now with the handbrake cable, remove that. You just gotta pull that spring out. I'll show you here. Just pull it out free like that. If you can get enough free, you should be able to just pull this for the arm out and just should be able to just pull it out. Now on the other side of the handbrake cable, you can see it's right here. And before you take off the hub, you just gotta actually get the handbrake cable all the way out of here. There's a nut here. It's a 12mm nut that's holding the bracket that brings this in. So first we'll undo that nut. Use a nice ratchet spanner, 12mm. Yeah, this way you can see. Didn't focus for you. Yeah, that's where that 12mm. That's where the 12mm nut is hanging onto. There's a stud. There's a 12mm nut on there. So you loosen that and pull it through. That's all free now. This nut is 14mm. two ways you can actually remove this. You can use this pit arm pulley, or you can just whack it with a hammer. Just get the pulley into there. And tighten it up. Get a bit of tension on there. Still need a hammer sometimes. There we go. And it just pops out. Alright, now that we got all that down, start by loosening all these nuts now. Going out. Getting all these arms all loosened up. Couldn't get the camera to show the lower control arm, but that's a 22mm nut. It's also got another quarter pin. So undo that and then show you when I had to use a ball joint remover once I get this hub off. But I've got this all loosened up now. I'll take this bottom nut off. Lower control arm's all loose now, so I should be able to pull it off. And the axle should be alright because we already loosened it. So this axle's all off. Should pull all the way out. There we go. Now I got the hub off, I can show you what I did with the lower control arm. Let's get this frame. Here it is. This part here. Like I said, it had a 22mm, and there's the same with the tie rods. There's two ways you can do it. You can just hammer it. If you had the room, just whack, give that a couple whacks. It should loosen up that ball joint in there. Or you can use this tool. It's just a ball joint remover. This one here. Oh, this goes there, and once you start screwing it down, it actually pushes the ball joint down, just loosens that up. Or you can do it both ways. You can put pressure on there, and if it's getting a bit tight, give it a nice whack with the hammer. It's pretty tight in there with everything there. Oh yeah, should come all loose after that. Then yeah, now I just need to bring this out to a press again, get this ball joint removed. That's one reason why. Here's another reason why you would probably go for a HICAS Elimination kit, is that you see this, it's a lot of play, and it's all stuffed now. But yeah, I've got this off. Now we're actually going to go back to the other side, and I'll show you pretty much everything in reverse to put it all back in. But alright, we'll just put this aside and then go to the other side. I'll start putting it back together. Things are going back together. Yeah, I got the other side here done. So you got the new bushing pressed in. There's the old ball joint. You gotta press that out. What I've done was actually get a socket that's probably just the same size as that, just the same size as this, and then you just press that out. Press that out. This is how it was anyway. The ball joint was like that. So you get a socket. It's probably about the same size as that. Push it out that way. I've tended to see in some tutorials they actually cut this off. They cut that off and they press it the other way, which I think it makes it a bit harder for themselves because they got this, they have this lip that they try grind down as flat as they can. Then they cut that off. And it's just, yeah. So what it is, yeah, and then to get that bushing in, you actually remove, yeah, get the other one out here. It's for the other side here. You actually take off, take it from the middle bit in the center. So what it is, you just lubricate this. I used silicone grease. You can use WD-40, like that. So once you get that, once you get the ball joint pressed out, clean up the inside in there, sandpaper or wire brush, whatever tickles your fancy, and yeah, lube this up, get it pressed in. Doesn't take a lot. You can just use like a G clamp or vice, table vice, and it should just go in. Then after you put that in, you grease this up as well. Grease that up, put it in, like so, and then there. And this one's all done already. As you can see, there. It's all done there. So we're gonna go on, stick this one in. I'll show you the HICAS Elimination kit over here. Also to mention, with the ball joint, there's actually this holding it in. So yeah, make sure you take that off before you try to press it out. So that's why you need the snap ring pliers or C-ring pliers, however you want to call it. Yeah, or you can get away with pliers too. But yeah, just take that off so you can press that out. Alrighty, so I previously had a lock bar. This was like back in the days where lock bars were pretty much the only option. Now you can see, look at the tie rod ends are quite thin, and they tend to, they're just weak. As you can see. And then this is the elimination kit, which actually replaces that with a much thicker, much stronger tie rod end. As you can see there. I've just been, just to help with alignment, just tried to roughly get it the same. Just roughly, I mean, my car's got to get realigned once everything is done. But yeah, this is probably why you would want an elimination kit. Yeah, because with the, if you just had a HICAS lock bar, I mean, it's good, but I guess over time you kind of lose your alignment a bit due to probably your ball joints wearing out or these tie rods bending. Alright, when you're fitting this one, you got this bun, this goes in the same spot that would be, and that's pretty much where, if you had HICAS, still in there. That'll be where the HICAS is. And this bit, this actually screws into the subframe, and you know, you gotta bolt that. There's a bolt in the back. It's a nut and bolt in this one. Okay, just gone ahead and pretty much started to put everything back on. That's how that is installed, like so. So like I said, it's pretty much reverse of what I've just shown you of how to take it all off. But just for the extra steps for the drum brakes, actually probably to help you for next time, especially if you will be drifting like I would be, I've on the splines on the axle, I put some anti-seize on the splines, so hopefully, you know, they won't end up rusting off or anything. I cleaned it with a wire brush, put a bit of anti-seize on there. But yes, all right. For the drum brakes, you got some sections here where the shoes contact. So you've got here, one bit there, a little bit here, and down there. Same with the other side. So there's the same points as well. Let's get this there. See, you got there where they're rubbing. You can see the shoes actually rub there. And there as well. So yeah, the cable goes through. I've actually put a bit of anti-seize on there as well. But yeah, put anti-seize on these, on all those areas before you start putting your shoes on. Yeah, same thing with when we put the disc back on, and put some anti-seize on the face here, just make it easy if you need to change your discs out, or just put a little bit. Yeah, it just helps. Doesn't make them stick together. Don't have to screw it out or anything. It's gonna do no harm. Alright, brake is on, brake caliper's on. Next thing you do, since you've taken your handbrake shoe off and put it back on, you need to adjust your handbrake. Conveniently, the R32's discs have a little peephole. If you can see in there, see there's the adjustment nut inside there. Usually the trick for it is pretty much adjust it outwards. So you adjust it on the top until you can't move until it touches, and then you can't really move your disc. And then you back it off, so you aim it down. You back it off for about they say about 3 to 4 clicks. And your handbrake should be set pretty properly then. I've got everything kind of just, they're not fully tightened yet, so I'll be changing some of these arms, so I've kind of loosened them all up. Just having it all there, so then, and in case you're wondering, if you want to be proper, torque specs there according to the manual is about 206 to 275 Newton meters, or 150 to 200 foot-pounds of torque. Because if you want to be proper with that, if you really want to torque wrench and everything like that. Alright peeps, that's it for this video. Hope you found it informative. Well, yeah, like I said before, you can probably get this done probably in a day really if you had everything like your press. I was unlucky that I couldn't just get that ball joint out, but yeah, hopefully you found that information all good. Also, after that's all done, I recommend you get a wheel alignment done. I mean, you can match it up as close as you can to your previous settings. It's just to make sure everything's all good, get it all aligned again. If you think I left anything out, feel free to comment. If anyone else watches this and reads the comments, you can probably just let them know if I've missed anything, or if you have any tips and tricks yourself as well. If you want to see some more videos, don't forget to subscribe. I'll be doing a bit more how-tos. The next one will be the oil sump. So if you want to see that, stick around, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one then, eh?